Have you heard about the UK government's new idea that could change how electric cars are taxed? It's called the pay-per-mile tax for electric cars. And if it goes ahead, it could reshape how drivers everywhere think about owning an EV. Let's break down what this means, why it's happening, and what it could mean for the future of electric vehicles. Right now, electric cars in the UK are exempt from the traditional fuel duty and vehicle excise tax that petrol and diesel drivers pay. That's one of the reasons people have been switching to electric cars. Cheaper running costs and lower taxes. But the government is now apparently considering a pay-per-mile road tax for electric cars. Reports suggest this could start around 2028, with drivers paying about 3 pence for every mile they travel. 3 pence per mile might not sound like much, but adds up. For example, if you drive 10,000 miles a year, that's about 300 pounds in tax. The basic idea is simple. As more people move to electric cars, fuel duty revenue drops. Since EVs don't buy petrol or diesel, they don't pay fuel tax, and that means the government loses billions that use to fund roads and infrastructure. A pay-per-mile system would replace that revenue and make sure every driver contributes to maintaining the roads they use. Under proposal, EV drivers might estimate how many miles they plan to drive each year, pay based on that estimate, and then adjust at the end of the year. If they drive more than expected, they'd pay extra. If they drive less, they might get a credit toward the next year. It's a new way of thinking about road use, not about what kind of fuel you buy, but how much you actually drive. But why now? The main reason is fairness. Road wear and tear doesn't depend on whether your car burns fuel or runs on electricity. Governments argue that everyone should contribute their share. However, critics say this move could send the wrong message at the wrong time. Electric car adoption is still growing, and adding new taxes might discourage people from making the switch. The Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders has warned that introducing a pay-per-mile tax now could slow down the transition to electric vehicles. There are other concerns, too. Tracking mileage isn't as straightforward as charging fuel duty. Will drivers need to report their odometer readings every year? Or will cars use GPS tracking to record distance automatically? The second option raises privacy questions. Many drivers won't be comfortable with their car constantly reporting where and how much they drive. And then there's the issue of fairness for people who live in rural areas. If you live somewhere without good public transport, driving is essential, not optional. A pay-per-mile system could hit those drivers hardest. Still, the idea has some advantages. It could make road taxes more transparent and directly tied to how much you use the roads. It might even encourage people to drive less, reducing congestion and emissions. From a government's point of view, it's a practical way to replace lost revenue as fuel duty disappears. But let's be clear, this policy is not confirmed yet. The UK government is apparently considering it, but no final decisions have been made. The details, like how mileage will be tracked or whether different rates might apply for urban and rural drivers, are still unknown. What we do know is that discussions about how to tax electric vehicles are happening not only in the UK, but around the world. If you're outside the UK, say in Pakistan or another country where electric vehicles are just starting to grow, this idea is worth watching closely. Governments everywhere will eventually face the same problem: how to make up for lost fuel tax revenue when most cars are electric. A pay-per-mile tax could become a global trend over the next decade. So, what does this mean for you as a driver or potential EV owner? It means that while electric cars will still save you money on fuel and maintenance, taxes may eventually balance things out a bit more. The era of free or cheap road use for EVs might be coming to an end. On the other hand, this could lead to fairer systems that charge based on actual road use, not on what kind of car you own. In summary, the UK's proposed pay-per-mile tax for electric cars is designed to replace fuel duty, ensure fairness in road maintenance funding, and keep tax revenue flowing as EV adoption rises. The plan suggests charging drivers about 3 pence per mile starting in 2028, with system estimate and adjust payments based on annual mileage. It's still only a proposal, but it's already sparking debate among car makers, drivers, and environmental groups. Whether you see it as a necessary step or an unfair burden, the pay-per-mile tax for electric cars marks a major turning point. It shows that the shift to electric mobility isn't just about technology. It's also about how we rethink the economics of driving. And that's a conversation that's just getting started. Thanks for listening. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it. Stay tuned for more updates on electric cars, clean energy, and the future of driving.